say they offered you a deal. No more crime, no more violence, no more war. The cost are cheap, small as a grain of rice, placed just behind your ear. It reads your emotions, it reads your impulses, and when it detects something dangerous, it intervenes quietly before you even act. Most people's first reaction is yes. Obviously, yes. Their second reaction after they sit with it a moment is something else entirely. This is not science fiction anymore. Brain computer interfaces already exist. Neuralink has placed chips in human brains. DARPA has been funding neural monitoring programs since the 1990s. Researchers at the USC have already mapped the specific neural patterns that precede violent impulses before the person is consciously aware of them. That gap between the neural signal and the conscious thought is only a few hundred milliseconds, but it exists. And neuroscientist Benjamin Libet proved it decades ago. Your brain makes a decision before you do. The you that feels like it's choosing arrives late to its own story. So, the technical question, can we read and interrupt a thought before it becomes an action, is already answering itself? The question that remains is the harder one, the one nobody in a lab coat is paid to ask. Benjamin Libet's 1983 readiness potential experiments showed neural activity preceding to voluntary movement by up to 550 ms before conscious awareness of the intention. The implication that consciousness may be a narrator, not a decision maker, remains one of the most unsettling findings in all of cognitive science. Think about your inner life for a moment. Not what you say, not what you do, what happens inside. The flash of anger you felt but did not act on. The jealousy you sat with and eventually let go. The grief you carried privately for months before anyone knew. These are not weakness. They are the raw material of a human being processing the world. Psychologists call it affect regulation, the internal work of feeling something difficult and metabolizing. It is hard, it is slow, it is completely invisible to anyone outside you. Your emails can be read, your location can be tracked, your purchases build a profile of you that knows you better than most of your fans do. But right now, in this moment, what you feel is still yours. When a device interrupts your anger before you process it, a chip that removes the capacity to act on violent impulse also removes the capacity to resist an unjust order, to refuse, to revolt, to say no, this is wrong and I will not to do it. Every act of moral courage in history involved someone feeling something dangerous, outrage, defiance, the willingness to act against the rules and choosing to act on it anyway. The people who hid Jewish families during the Holocaust by the rules of their state, criminals, a chip calibrated to prevent dangerous behavior would have stopped them. The perfect citizen is only perfect if the system defining perfection, and no system in human history has managed to stay that way indefinitely. It's the part of you that exists between the impulse and the choice. That small dark corridor where you feel something fully and then decide what to do with it. Where you are briefly the author of your own response to the world. A perfectly safe society with no capacity for moral struggle is not a better version of humanity. It's a different species wearing the same face.